My dear friend, all adults were once children, and on this International Children's Day, let's journey back to the memories of those children. Let's begin. In Doraemon, episode 287, titled The Day I Was Born, Sunio and Cheyenne made fun of Nobita because he didn't have any baby pictures. Nobita, filled with envy, immediately rushed home, demanding his mother show him photos from when he was born. However, as soon as he arrived, his parents scolded him fiercely about his low test scores. He was harshly reprimanded, and his mother said things she shouldn't have, making him feel deeply hurt. Nobita began to doubt his origins, thinking he might not be his parents' biological child but an adopted one, which was why they spoke to him so unkindly. In the end, Nobita decided to use Doraemon's time machine to go back 10 years, to the day he was born, to see if his parents were truly happy about his arrival. Nobita stood outside the room, eavesdropping on his parents' conversation. He then burst into tears when he heard Nobita's father softly say that he didn't care who his child would become, as long as they were useful to society. They didn't need to be exceptionally talented, just well-behaved and kind was enough. Children eventually grow up. Everyone will carry their own pains and wounds that not everyone is willing to share. Some past pains, left unhealed, will keep returning, making you doubt your existence more than once and leading you to repeatedly blame yourself, thinking, I shouldn't have been born into this world. I don't deserve to be loved. But my friend, anyone who is in this world deserves to be born, and so do you. Every creation present in this life has a reason and deserves its presence. After all, you may have asked yourself, is this life worth living? And yes, it is. The road ahead won't be easy, but it is certainly worth living. In everyone's heart, there is a burning flame. Passers-by can only see the smoke rising, but there will always be someone who can see that flame. And they will walk with us, healing those wounds, no matter how deep. If a time machine existed, I would still wish to experience the moment of my birth one more time. I cherish every single moment, because whether happy or sad, these memories are a part of who we are today, making our next steps on the journey to a fulfilling life strong and steady. What childhood treat is most connected to your early years? Nearly 3 decades ago, there were no chocolates, pizzas, fried chicken, or cool tubs of ice cream with all sorts of flavors like today. The childhood treats for those of us born in the late 80s and early 90s were very humble snacks. Summers back then didn't have bottled sodas or pearl milk tea to quench your thirst under the scorching sun and the buzzing cicadas. What captivated the children of that era were pickled fruits, tamarind juice, and sow fruit drinks. Childhood treats were those chewy, fragrant peanut candies on a stick, a cool cup of sugarcane juice, colorful shaved ice syrup, translucent and chewy coconut jelly, rice crackers coated with sweet malt syrup and shredded coconut, packets of instant noodles for kids, or a large, soft, fluffy cotton candy that melted quickly on the tongue. Simple things. Back then, these items only cost a few hundred dong, a small amount of money. But the kids still had to work hard, plucking gray hairs for grandma, saving up money in their piggy banks for ages just to afford these luxury snacks. A few coins for a piece of sticky candy on a toothpick. The child puts it in their mouth and the sweetness dissolves. Looking back, that was truly a delightful, first setup experience for those kids. The sweet flavors of those tiny things have stayed with us until now. The children have grown up, now they have money and can buy as much as they want. But sadly, they can't buy back that feeling anymore. Now, everything is abundant. People eat more out of nostalgia than craving. Yet, the flavors of those days are not easily found again. Scent and taste are the roots of memory, the most enduring and powerful things preserved in one's mind. A fleeting scent, a sweet taste on the tongue can surprise someone, then bring tears to their eyes as they recall their childhood. Much like the grumpy food critic in the animated film Ratatouille*, who was stunned when he tasted the simple ratatouille his mother used to make. Everyone will have different versions of their back then, but generally they all come from the realm of memory, tracing along childhood recollections of being 5 or 6, of those treats that promised days full of joy with friends. Suddenly, a tear might sting the corner of your eye. The gift of childhood, bestowed upon children by creation, is truly sweet and precious. Fleeting May, everyone has a youth, every youth has a story, every story has regrets, and every regret holds an infinitely beautiful memory. Memories, whether happy or sad, are the foundation that builds you into who you are today. Memories are the anchor that, even amidst the pressures and burdens of the daily grind of life, will remain a great source of encouragement, a mirror reflecting upon ourselves to remind us to think and live for beautiful things, to cherish and appreciate the present, and to ensure that our next steps on the journey to a fulfilling life are firm. So, what childhood treat do you remember most? Tell us. Is there any childhood item you still keep to this day? The greatest treasures of the old days, besides the fairy tales a child heard while curled up in their grandmother's lap, besides the scorching, summer afternoons spent playing war games with friends, besides the humble countryside treats earned by saving a few hundred dong in a piggy bank, we also have memory boxes. I believe every child has such a box. Opening it reveals countless cards, pictures, a few written words, stuffed animals, a handful of tiny trinkets, broken toy models, silly autograph books, diaries with copied songs, flower and leaf drawings all faded in color but holding a sky full of memories. All these things combine to form a childhood that, even as adults today, we still remember fondly. As time passes, there are certainly things that cannot be kept. Some old items must be discarded to make way for newer ones. But how lucky we are if some items, even after decades, still accompany us like old friends, whether we intentionally kept them or simply don't understand why they're still here. Perhaps they no longer have any material value, but they are an unforgettable part of those childhood days, days that, no matter how much we wish, we can never return to. And so, every time we take them out to admire them, or accidentally spot them in a desk drawer, on a bookshelf, or anywhere in the house, we involuntarily pause and smile. These items carry a beautiful segment of yesterday. Children find everything in places where there is nothing, while adults can find nothing in everything. To live better, sometimes we must learn to be children before we learn to be adults. People spend their youth grappling with the question, where will I go? Only to be busy in old age with, where did I come from? Childhood is a magical land that everyone in life will journey to. Unfortunately, that realm of childhood is a one-way street. One can only reminisce and long for it, never return to it again. Life would be so much gentler if we all had a happy childhood. So, right now, parents, let's create many meaningful moments with your children. These little ones will grow up with love, and later, their sweet childhoods will inspire love in many other children, ensuring that they all take firm steps on their journey to a fulfilling life.